Hello folks, it's Eamon McAuley here with another wee podcast. Up to now, every podcast I have done has been my own story. I write my thoughts down and then I read it out. I was looking through an old Ring magazine from September 1980 and it's reading Roberto Duran amongst the greatest lightweights. A couple of months previous, Duran had took the welterweight title of Sugar Ray Leonard. So Duran was at the peak of his powers. A panel of experts give their views and opinions. Duran made 12 lightweight title defences, but the lightweight division was not at its strongest. Esteban de Jesus, I hear you say. De Jesus had a great record, 57 wins and 5 defeats at the end of his career, and he boxed some great fighters. Antonio Kid Pembley Cervantes, who many say Duran avoided. I actually met Antonio Kid Pembley Cervantes in February 1987. Me and Paul Hodgkinson was in Colombia. Fidel Bassa was challenging for the title against Hilario Zapata, and Kid Pembley Cervantes come up to me and Paul. There was 2 other guys with him, and they were asking for money. They were begging, and it's very, very sad. And I actually I googled his name in there just the other week, thinking he'd have been long dead. He's still living. Praise the Lord. So, De Jesus boxed Saul Mamby, Eben Verwet. He boxed Duran 3 times. He boxed Alfonso Peppermint Frazier. He boxed Ray Lampkin twice, and many more. Duran lost to De Jesus in New York shortly after he won the title against Buchanan. Duran would go on to beat De Jesus twice, both by stoppage. Duran beat Saul Mamby in a non-title fight, but it was close, with renowned trainer Angelo Dundee claiming he thought Mamby won. His brother Chris Dundee says that Mamby gave Duran hell. Sal Mamby was a very good boxer who would go on to win the WBA welterweight crown. Unfortunately, the Duran Mamby fight isn't on YouTube. Duran made defences against Jimmy Robertson, Hector Thompson, Gus Hisamatsu, Ray Lampkin, both Verwet brothers, Lancio Ortiz, Lou Bizarro, Villamar Fernandez, Javier Montez, and De Jesus twice. Compare that with, say, Benny Leonard, who Duran's coach Ray Arcel says is the greatest lightweight of all time. Leonard, Joe Gans, Henry Armstrong, Tony Canzanaria, Jimmy McLaren and Barney Ross, Sammy Mandel, Ike Williams, Carlos Ortiz, Bo Jack, Lou Tendler, Joe Brown, Lou Ambers, all boxed in a much tougher era. Arcel believes Duran would have been competitive with them all and would have fitted in nicely. Duran Armstrong, Duran Ambers, Duran Canzanaria, Duran Petroli would have been dream fights. Teddy Brammer says Panamanian Ismail Laguna would have beat Duran. Costamato says that Duran would be just in the top 10. Lightweights, just. Eddie Mueller, Harry Markson, Joe Herman, Bill Hines, Ralph Gambina, Ray Arcel, Freddie Brown, Costamato, Lester Broomberg, Teddy Brammer, Chris and Angelo Dundee, Don Dunphy, Babe Griffin, Lou Gross, Emil Brunia, Ben Ford. They were all involved in boxing and they were also big boxing fans. And they would have Duran somewhere between 5 and 10. Maybe. All these guys are all old timers in their 70s and 80s. And as I say, don't forget this article was wrote in September 1980, so they'd be all long dead. Just after Duran had appointed Sugar Ray Leonard, his record was 72 wins but was just one defeat, which was avenged twice. My top 10 lightweights would be number 1, Benny Leonard, number 2, Henry Armstrong, number 3, Tony Canzanaria, number 4, Joe Gans, number 5, Barney Ross, number 6, Roberto Duran, number 7, Pernell Whitaker, number 8, Lou Ambers, number 9, Jimmy McLarnin, and number 10, Ike Williams. Thanks for listening to me. God bless.